So yesterday we reviewed the idea of the zero pair and how it's used in legal move number 11. In legal move number 11, we had to bring in a zero pair to one side of the equation in order to follow the instructions of the problem translation or setup. We're going to do the same thing today, except we're going to bring in zero pairs of numbers rather than zero pairs of shaded and unshaded triangles. So a zero pair of a number, let's just remind ourselves, you don't have color, but you can use the shapes. 1 and -1 are a zero pair because together they equal 0. If I add that to one side of the equation, I have not tilted my scale in either direction because I've added 0. I've really added nothing. Another zero pair might be +9 and -9. Again, when we put them next to each other on our scale, which we know means adding, they equal 0. So those are the types of things that we can bring in our equation to help us. The types of problems you're going to see in your new work today are going to look like this. Here's letter A. Star take away 3 equals -6. So as I make my scale and I start my setup, it's easy enough to see I can make a star. But now as I look, I'm supposed to take away 3. I don't have any numbers here to take away. I don't have positive or negative numbers to take away. So what I'm going to have to do is bring in a zero pair, right? I'm going to have to bring something in, and I am going to bring in +3. And with that, because I have to bring in something that equals 0 and doesn't tip the scale, I'm going to bring in -3. So now as I go back and read my problem again, I have star. Now I'm supposed to take away 3, just a regular old 3. So I am going to cross off +3. And now on this side, I have just -6. If I do a little rewrite, just to be neater, I now have star plus -3 equals -6. Because I have the same color on each side of my equation, that means I can just start to take things away. I don't have to do any canceling. I can say, well, I'm going to take 3 negatives off of the left side. That means I can take 3 negatives off the right side, and now I'm left with -3. So in this problem, star equals -3, which means x equals +3. Let's take a look at one more example, letter B. Letter B is 3x minus -2 equals 8. So again, I'm going to set up my scale. I'm actually going to just make my 8 over here because that's the easy side. Then on the right, I see that I've got 3 x's to make, shaded triangles. And now I'm supposed to take away 2 negatives. And I don't have any numbers. So just like last time, I'm going to bring in a zero pair so I can follow instructions. In this case, I'm going to bring in 2, because that's what I'm supposed to use, a +2 and a -2 together. So as I go back and see what I'm supposed to do, I'm supposed to take my 3 x's and then take away 2 negatives, or -2. So I'm going to cross off my -2. And now I've got, let's see, 3 x's left over. I've got a positive 2 and a positive 8, so I can pretty much just start taking things off each side. These are both positives, both in red squares. So I'm going to cross 2 off this side, and I will decompose my 8 into 2 and 6. Take 2 off this side. As I do my rewrite, I've got 3 shaded triangles that are equal to 6, which means that 1 shaded triangle is equal to 2, and the star would be equal to -2. So the main idea is that you understand if you're supposed to take away a number that isn't there, just like with our triangles, shaded or unshaded, we bring in a 0 pair so that we can follow directions and take away whatever we're being asked to take away. Go ahead and start your homework right underneath these examples.